Hi everyone. Thank you for joining the Soul of Storytelling. My name is Carrie Severson and I'm your host. We're just going to take a couple of seconds to let everyone get signed on and comfortable. Be sure you have a something to write with and a notebook, something to drink. Turn off your cell phone for the next 25 minutes and log out of some of your social media platforms just so you can really absorb everything that we're about to do. Hi everyone, welcome to the Soul of Storytelling. My name is Carrie Severson and I am your host. I'm so excited that you are with me for the next 25 minutes. I'm just going to take a couple of seconds here to let everyone get comfortable. If you would please log out of social media, turn down your cell phone. Give me the next 25 minutes to walk you through storytelling, my experience with storytelling, and how your soul is really the key to this whole thing. Grab a notebook and a pen, something to drink, and we are going to get going. All right, so this seminar is for inspired leaders who are looking for more visibility in their business as a result of what is on their heart to share. It's for individuals, entrepreneurs specifically, who are interested in delivering mass market messages and who haven't had a lot of luck doing it in the way that they've done it in the past. And then this is for individuals who really have this calling to share and this calling to teach and this calling to provide information about what you've learned so that others can gain from your experience. What you're going to learn in this 20 minutes, 25 minutes webinar is really how to storytell, first of all, and what your audience is looking for from you as a storyteller. We're going to talk about the benefits of storytelling in a way that I don't think many other people are talking about storytelling. And we're going to talk about how you can soulfully start storytelling today. So the reason I think the soul of storytelling is different, first and foremost, my experience comes with this webinar and with every program and course I've created. I've been there. I know storytelling more than I know anything else, really. I started storytelling about 20 years ago. I have 10 years experience as a publicist where I actually pitch the media stories. And then I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 6 years. I have 2 businesses out there, and storytelling has played a major role in all of it. And finally, what I really want to give to you today is my experience. I have a heart of service, and I know the agony of having this great program and having to market it, but not really feeling that you're getting the attention you think it deserves through marketing. Storytelling is a marketing tool, but it's more than that. So we're going to talk about that today too. So right now, if you're listening to this, my guess is that you have been marketing your programs and your services and you haven't seen the results you think they deserve. You're getting looked over, people aren't buying into it, and you're not really sure what to do next. My guess is you're pitching new clients without them gaining the actual buy or the sell, really. You're trying new things, nothing's really sticking, and you could possibly even be getting a little burnt out. I understand all these things, trust me. As an entrepreneur, I'm with you. I've been there. I understand what that feels like. Here's the thing. Here's where storytelling comes into play. So often we come from a place of sale more than we do soul. Most people talk about coming from a place of service versus sale. I'm digging a little bit deeper, and we're going to talk about soul. So if you're not getting your program and your services picked up, purchased, and you're getting burnt out, my guess is you're coming from a place of sale versus soul. So we're talking wrong messages here. We're talking the wrong stories. We're telling the stories in the wrong way. We could have the right story out there. It's just we have to flip the marketing message a little bit to come from a place of soul versus sale. And that's really where this concept of ego versus soul comes in. Ego is moving from a place of business, from a place of money first. Soul is a place of educating, a place of teaching you what I've learned through my experience. And if you jump on this program and you purchase this program, you're going to learn. It's a different way to approach things, really. That's all it is. And then finally, what I find so fascinating with marketing message and how storytelling involves with marketing is the fact that so often people hide behind their brand and they create a brand message, but they don't create their personal message within their brand. And storytelling gives you an opportunity to step out from behind your brand and share your soul. And that's how storytelling really makes an impact in your business, in your life. So we're going to get you to those points. Who am I? That's me. I really look like that. That's my crazy hair. I've been that tall since I was 10 years old. My hair pretty much always has looked like that. I am a published writer. I am a veteran writer. I've been published since I was 19. I've been writing for the masses consistently since I was 19. I decided early on in life that I wanted to be a writer because I was bullied as a kid and I was bullied by girls. And I think I was bullied because I didn't look like girls in the media, portrayed in the media, in magazines and on TV. And so I've been this tall, I've been this curvy since I was 10 years old. And I thought the best way to change the way girls treat girls who grow up to be women who treat women differently is to become a part of the media and then change where the spotlight landed. So I've been doing that consistently for the last 20 years. I've written about celebrities, politicians, doctors. I sat in on a triple bypass once, which is really not something I can do more than once. I've written about pet therapy. I've written about business. Today, I'm a personal storyteller, so I write personal essays. I've been published Huffington Post, Mind Body Green, She Knows, Red Book, many, many more. I am an entrepreneur. In my early 30s, I decided to launch a nonprofit called Seaverse and Sisters, and we empower girls to be better friends to other girls. And we give them workbooks to learn how to do that. And so my storytelling came in handy when I decided to really give girls tools and messages to learn how to handle bullying and peer pressure and gossip. Our books are called the Supergirl books, and they are sold nationally. And because of my experience with the nonprofit I created in 2011, I was given a number of opportunities over the last 6 years to get up on stage and share stories. So I am a professional stage storyteller as well. What I do today, I created a personal LLC a couple of years ago to teach entrepreneurs how to incorporate personal narrative into their business. And so I teach inspired leaders how to soulfully create strong positive narrative that your readers are going to respond to. I teach you how to write personal stories. I teach how to pitch the media, how to form relationships with the media. I teach entrepreneurs how to use published stories to better their business, increase their visibility. And that's really what I do in terms of how I teach storytelling to increase your brand visibility. This is what it comes down to, teaching you how to write positive narrative and then how to work with the media. So the two programs I have out right now, one is actually called The Soul of Storytelling. It's a 3-week course, and the other one is called Storyteller Junction, which is an 8-week course. Really quick, I wanted to share how business leaders have been impacted by what I do. Christy Hall is a client of mine. She has a beautiful brand called Conscious Connections, and she loves writing. She's a powerful writer. She's always been a personal writer, but she's been a blogger, and so she's now creating a really good understanding through my work on how to take her writing one step beyond her blog and really use public platforms to increase the visibility of her overall brand. It's been quite an adventure working with so many entrepreneurs over the last year specifically. I have clients who've been published on Yoga Today, She Knows, and Happy Well Mag, just within the last few months. So the old way of storytelling, we've told stories on our websites. We learn how to pitch the media in terms of press releases. We hope that a press release lands on somebody's desk at a television station or a newspaper, and we hope that they do a story on us. We think of storytelling in terms of selling, and so you're out here trying to sell your service and use some brand messaging in the way that you sell. And then, of course, blogging. Blogging has been a huge thing for the last several years, and people think that if they just write a blog on their website, they are a storyteller, and that's really what's going to bring them additional sales. But if you're listening to this, my guess is one of these things has not been working for you, possibly more than one. The new way of storytelling, again, it's more than a marketing campaign, it's more than a service, it's more than a sales technique. It is an opportunity for you to connect to other people from a soul level. Show off your soul. And I hope some of you kind of got a little, some butterflies going, some good juices going, maybe even might be a little bit freaked out about the idea of stepping on a massive platform and sharing your soul. Here's what happens when you start sharing soulfully. When you connect with people at soul level, your story provides you with an opportunity to connect with brand new people. So you're out here, you've dug into your story, and you get an opportunity to change. A story is a change agent for us. When you accept a story, you change, you grow, you face something, you release something, you heal something. But when you step onto a platform and you share it from a soul level, you give people the opportunity to learn from you. They get the opportunity to change because of you. And when you do that, you set free infinite possibilities to come back into your reality. You give people the opportunity to connect with you. They trust you. They jump over to your website. They join your email list. They download this free thing that you have on your website. They like you on Facebook, follow you on Twitter, send you a LinkedIn request. That has happened every single time I'm published on a platform. And it's because I'm telling stories from a place of soul. It acts as an open invitation for people to connect to me. They reach out to me. They tell me their story. And suddenly I have a brand new opportunity to create a client to support this person. I've gained speaking opportunities from published work I've had from a soul level. You could gain speaking opportunities as well. You could come up with a new story idea or a new program idea just because you were soulfully sharing. But really, storytelling, when done from a soul perspective, does flip your sales cycle because people start coming to you. Your visibility increases. They send out your messages to people they know because they're so inspired by you. And suddenly, you're not having to spend so much time beating your head against the wall trying to figure out how you're going to get your next sale. That time is spent doing things that you get to do, that you love to do. You get to go out and create new experiences because you flipped your sales cycle. The benefits of soul storytelling. All right, here we go. So like I've said before, storytelling tip number 1, share, don't sell. Come from a place of soul. So I want you to think of what you've learned most from your experience as an entrepreneur. What your opportunity is as a storyteller is really to share your lessons. So what lessons do you have to share with the world based on your experience? What is your expertise in? I want you to write that down. What is your expertise in? I'm an expert at storytelling. I'm an expert at burnout. I'm an expert at dating. I'm 38 years old and I've been dating for a long time. So I actually write a lot about my love life, and which is a lot of fun. I do write a lot about storytelling, and I write a lot about burnout. And I don't just, those things don't really have, well, storytelling has something to do with my programs and services, but the other two don't. But the fact that I'm out here sharing soulfully, people are taking an interest in who I am and joining my programs because I'm out here sharing my soul in other aspects. So it really is about you sharing your lessons, not selling your services first. Go out from a place of soul and share. And then the sales opportunities come in as a result. Again, when you share publicly, you set free infinite possibilities. So this is why soulful storytelling is so important. We are in an instant society, right? So we're looking for people who we feel connected to instantly. We want to trust the people we're learning from and trust the people we're learning about. So if you are out there sharing something and you're selling first and foremost, the person who's reading you is going to feel that vibe from you, jump off your story and go out and learn about what you could potentially teach them, but from somebody else. Your audience is your student. You as an entrepreneur, you as an inspired leader, you're not just a leader, you are an educator. You're an educator of your experience. You're an educator of your lessons. And your audience is your student. And you're sharing soulfully with your student to teach them what you've learned. They immediately feel connected to you. They feel trust with you because you're going to teach them. And they're going to follow your journey. Pretty cool, right? I hope you guys have had aha moments already, because when I share this type of stuff with people out in my community here in Phoenix, the energy in the room changes and I can see all these ideas that are happening, and it's really fun to watch this happen in person. So moving further along this concept of sharing, don't selling, when we think of storytelling, we think of, a lot of people assume storytelling is your opportunity to share everything about your life in one story, which is not true. It took you however many years to learn everything you've ever learned. To think that someone is going to sit down and absorb all your lessons at the same time, that's not true. No one would do that, right? You wouldn't do that. You don't have time to do that. You're a business leader. You can't sit down and read everything everyone has to say at the same time. So what we're doing is we're taking 500 to 800 word personal stories. It's not that much. Really, 5 to 8 paragraphs, if you think about it. It has to be soulful, it has to be vulnerable, it has to be visible. First person narrative. We're taking slices of your life and breaking them down into absorbable, reliable content that your reader can take and implement. Share slices of your life from a soulful perspective, no more than 800 words. First person narratives always start in action. Share, don't sell. Storytelling tip number 2, be authentic. So this concept of authenticity is really all over the place right now. What I want to focus on is how you can incorporate that in storytelling. Authenticity is a huge thing, right? It can feel a little bit tricky to nail down in storytelling, but it's really not that hard, because all it is you being vulnerable within your stories. You're sharing your experience from a first person perspective. You're using vivid language. This isn't a conversation with your reader. You're not talking down to them. You're not asking them questions. You're inviting the reader to literally stand next to you and experience your lesson as if they're experiencing it with you for the first time. That's authentic. When they feel how it felt for you to experience this for the first time. So like I said before, authenticity is going to create trust with your reader. And when you're authentic and you're soulful, you invite them into your life. They trust you, and they're going to jump over to all these other platforms that you're on so that they can join your journey elsewhere. That's what authenticity does. It builds trust. Please avoid run-on sentences. Run-on sentences are really hard for the reader. And a lot of people try to get away with them with, all these different dashes nowadays. It actually breaks up your content, and it breaks up the concentration with your reader, so they're going to jump off as soon as they lose you. So remember, grammar is important, and if you're a little freaked out by grammar, short sentences are your friends. It's okay. Might be even better. You have to remember that we are an instant society, we're a scrolling society, and more times than not, your content is going to be read on a mobile device or a tablet. So run-on sentences do not work. And then my suggestion is to ditch Urban Dictionary language within your personal stories. If someone has to jump off your story really quick to learn what a word means, chances are they're not going to jump back on. So if the language you're using isn't universal, don't use it. All right, storytelling tip number 3. The scarier the story for you to step into, the bigger the impact it's going to have on your business and your life. I would love to be in a room with you to watch how you absorb that. The scarier the story for you to step into, the bigger the impact. Here's my big example of this. My very first story for Huffington Post was called I'm a Recovering Burnout. I was so afraid of stepping into that story and so fearful of what people were going to think of me as a burnout. I launched a nonprofit in 2011. It caught on fire, and the demand was something that I was literally not prepared to handle. I could not handle it. I couldn't do it. I burned out. I put on 50 pounds in 2 years. My thyroid stopped working. My adrenal gland stopped working, and I had to take a break. My doctor actually demanded I either go out and find a new doctor or I start listening to what she was telling me to do. And what she was telling me to do was recover, to break. And I was so afraid of admitting that to people. I spent a whole year stepping into that story, and I felt finally ready and secure to share it in the fall of 2014. So, get an invite to share on Huffington Post. I do, and it changed my life. I was scared. I cried a lot. I was so afraid of what people were going to think. For weeks on end, I got hundreds of emails from people around the world thanking me for putting a name to what they were experiencing. And one of these emails I got was from a gentleman in New York City who offered me a speaking opportunity on stage in Times Square in December of 2014. And I turned my burnout story to really more of a positive spin, and I shared my personal journey to happiness. That gave me an opportunity to get picked up by a speaking representative, and I've been sharing on stage ever since. When we share a soulful message on a massive platform, we set free infinite possibilities to come back into our reality. And this picture right here is an example of how that happened. The bigger the story, the bigger the impact. Do not be afraid. You can totally do this. So, recap on what we learned today. Sharing from your soul. Do not sell. Share from your soul. Storytelling acts as a magnet for new opportunities. When you share on massive platforms and you share from your soul, you create an invitation for people to connect with you, to trust you. They're going to follow you on Facebook, on Twitter, join your email list, and you provide an opportunity to create a brand new client because you shared soulfully. And storytelling is about your lessons. First and foremost, it's about you as an educator, what you've learned. Share from your soul. Give your readers an opportunity to trust you, to follow you before you sell them. So what I promised today is to teach you what your audience is looking for from you. And what they're looking for from you is to learn your lessons. They want you to share with them. Talked about the benefits of storytelling and how storytelling acts as a magnet out in the universe for you to gain from, and how you can start soulfully sharing today based on your lessons. What have you learned that you can share? I'm sure you have plenty of ideas written down on your notebook. So what you can do from here is take one of those ideas, turn it into a 500 to 800 word personal essay, and go out and get published. If you're looking for a little bit more direction and light and step-by-step on how to creatively write a narrative and then how to get an essay published, I highly encourage you to join me over on the Soul of Storytelling. It's an online storytelling course. It's for inspired leaders who are ready to share their message with the world and just need a little bit of light and guidance, broken down step-by-step on how to do that. It's 3 weeks, online, self-paced, videos, writing exercises, daily 15-minute writing exercises. I teach you how to write powerful content paragraph by paragraph, and then at the end of this, you're going to go out and get published on a platform that accepts authors immediately. It's $397. We're going to focus on one story. You can join the Soul of Storytelling over on this Teachery link right here. And I can enroll you immediately. If you have any questions, you can always find me on my website, carrieseverson.com. You can email me from that landing page right there, and I am always on Facebook, my author page, Carrie Severson LLC. I really do hope that you've enjoyed our time today. Quick webinar on how to help you start sharing your soul with your stories. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I really look forward to learning your stories out in the world.